Hi guys, welcome back to Golden Reviewer. So this is the newly released Moto X30, and this is the world's first smartphone with Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor, which is the flagship processor from Qualcomm that is supposed to power most of the flagship Android devices in 2022. Okay, so today we are going to test Genshin Impact gaming performance on this device. As you can see, the device is cool. The room temperature is around 25 to 26 degrees. And just before we start the test, let's just take a look at the device information real quick. Okay, so here you can see Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 12 gigs of RAM, Android 12 operating system. Alright, so now let's get to the test. Okay, first thing first, let's check the graphics settings. I've set everything to highest possible and also enable 60 FPS. And for the actual test, we'll just follow what we've been doing all along. I'll actually play the game for around 10 minutes, and you can see at the bottom of the video, I'm showing you the real-time FPS and power consumption of the device. Feel free to watch the full footage if you want to see exactly when the device starts to throttle and how the power consumption relates to the FPS. Otherwise, you may skip to the end of the video where you'll find the full results. Alright, without further ado, let's go.
禁止接触。下一项工作是。有大家在身边，这项工作该划掉了。讲不通就打扁了，开锅了，开锅了！闲人勿扰。不用，你胜一筹。下一项工作是。我会跟上的。下一项工作是。国际局天理长驱。
收并蓄。固若金汤。
开锅了，开锅了！
又一个实验对象。
禁止接触。啊，没有关系。
拒收并蓄。冻住你！实验对象选错了。
我会跟上的。吓一吓我。
这次是飘大了。安如磐石。
该走攻击了。锅巴，喷火，
不，
讲不通就打扁了。如琉璃般飘落。
千里长驱。暴雨投海市。
双寒化生。
投了。
Okay, so we finished 10 minutes of gaming, and let's measure the device temperature. Okay, so it seems that the highest temperature point I can find on this device is around 46 to 47 degrees, which is indeed pretty high, but it's not the highest I've seen, right? Some of the devices will reach 50 degrees, but this device does not go to the extreme, and it definitely feels very hot in hand, but it is not as hot like it will burn your hand, that kind of hot. Okay, now let's check the FPS. Overall average FPS for 10 minutes is around 52.9, which I think is pretty decent. It's one of the better results from all the devices I've tested. And we can also notice that for the first 3 minutes or so, when the device has not started to throttle, the average FPS is almost 60, right? It's around 58 or something. And after the 3 to 4 minutes mark, the device will start to throttle. And then after the throttling, we see an average FPS of 48.8, which I think is still pretty decent. It's not very bad. But then for power consumption, I was expecting better results. So before the device start to throttle, the average power consumption reached almost 9 watt, right? It's 8.7 watt, which is, I feel, is too high, and the device won't be able to sustain this kind of power consumption. And after the throttling, the average power consumption is a more modest 6.7 watt, which I feel is more reasonable. For the devices with proper cooling, this should be more or less manageable. Alright guys, so that's our first ever test of Genshin Impact on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. This gives us a very brief glimpse of what to expect from 2022, and of course when all the devices, including all the gaming phones, come out with this SoC, I'll do the test again, and hopefully the devices will be better optimized in the future. And to be honest, the first impression is not that bad, right? Okay, so stay tuned for my future tests. Thank you for watching. See you again.